Rise and shine, my mothers and my brothers. Hey, good morning to everybody. Quick little chat on the way to work to the salon this morning. Let me get into my lane. Let this person pass me. I'll jump right into the content. Gentlemen, women want a rock. They don't want to be the rock. They're looking for a stabilizing force in their life. The man is always the stabilizing force in the relationship. Women operate on an emotional plane mainly and switch over to intellectual. Men, by nature, operate on an intellectual, fact-based plane and then can become emotional. A man does a disservice to himself and becomes less of a man when he operates on emotions. This is why the man must become the stable stoic. Women need a rock. They do not want to be the rock. You need to be the fixed point on the horizon for her. How do I know this? Look at the gray hair. Look at my odometer. I've got plenty of miles on me. I've had women in my arms who are CEOs of corporations who make 20 times more money than I do. And I've had simple hairdressers and waitresses, nothing wrong with that, in my arms. They all are women when they're in your arms. When they were getting ready for work in the morning, the girl going off to wait on tables, or the girl going to have a board meeting. I'm not saying that's a lifestyle you should have, gentlemen. That is not something I ever aspire to. I ended up being, for lack of a better term, like a playboy, and I regret it. That's why I've taken a turn in the other direction, towards honor, towards my faith. But when the CEO woman is leaving your back door in the morning, doing the walk of shame, or whatever you want to call it, I joke around when I say that. When she is leaving and saying goodbye to you, and text me, call me, I'll see you later. She is the same exact person as the waitress going to her car, leaving your house in the morning. There is no difference. They operate on an emotional level. Be the stabilizing force. In a boardroom, your biggest mistake, men, is to think that women are different if they have a higher education or earning level. That is one of your biggest mistakes. You're intimidated by women who make more than you, who are more educated than you. They still need the same type of rock. Your biggest mistake, if you're a divorced man, you know this. You weren't, and if you can somehow trace the demise of your marriage back to, you get to the point where you take full responsibility for yourself. I had to. I did not take full responsibility as the man in my marriage. I did not. And there were many times where I was over-emotional. And it was fatal. I was not the rock. Yes. I admit that. Men, man up. Grow a pair of balls and be the man that you were biologically created to be. Do not be more like a woman to please your woman. Do not become more emotional. You feel like you have to get on that plane in order to relate to her. Actually, amp up your masculinity. Not macho. There's a difference between macho and masculine. Amp up your natural masculinity, which is provide, protect, inspire, be a rock, be a stabilizing force. If you don't have a woman, you don't do that to get a woman. You do that because you're a man. Because it works. Because it's how you were created to be. A natural byproduct of pursuing excellence and being yourself is women will be drawn to you. In relationships that are a little bit broken and a little bit off, the woman will draw closer to you because of that, but you don't do it for that reason. Because emotional creatures are unpredictable. But you, as an intellectual, thinking person, stable person, a rock, you remain firm, regardless of the situation. Whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you are dating, whether you are in a long-term relationship, you are the rock. Men give up on their masculinity and go into geeky shit and take pride in calling themselves geeks. I have no problem. I'm a geek in that sense. But do not brag about that. Do not brag about it. A woman wants a rock. Yes, you like painting miniature models of things and playing board games and fantasy games. Okay, I get that. You geek out on history. I get that. It's a point of interest amongst men and even amongst women. But men, be a rock in the way that you talk, the way that you act. Do not become more feminine or emotional in order to attract people in your life. People are drawn to you because you're a man, not because you're compromising. It's amazing in society today where the phrase "be a man" is offensive. If a coach says to a young boy playing football, "Be a man," he can get fired for that. I know what that phrase means, and so does everyone else. Do not gender bend. Do not blur the lines between male and female. Men and women are different. Take pride and be strong and be happy about those differences. Do not become more like a woman in order to get along in life or to find a woman. Women want a rock. They don't want to be the rock. Be the stabilizing force in the world. You've heard me say, pursue excellence, and excellence will pursue you. In other words, get to your ideal weight. Get some muscle. Look good. Come to me, get a great haircut, a great beard trim. Look like an excellent man. Walk taller. Deepen your voice. All things that are within your control. You're pursuing excellence. You're a little bit better every day, every week. And guess what? For you single men, excellence will pursue you. Women will magically show up at your door, in your email. Women will magically show up in the grocery store line, at the gas station, at work. It happens, gentlemen. When you pursue excellence, excellence pursues you. There doesn't have to be hard work, grinding, manipulating, engineering, orchestrating, trickery when it comes to finding a woman if you're a single man. Women are attracted to rocks and excellence. If you're married and you want to strengthen your marriage, your wife is going to say, let's go for counseling. Gentlemen, that's one of the worst things you're going to do, because most therapists today, and I was a therapist for 22 years, most therapists will coach a man to be more feminine, more emotional. There's no such thing as a cognitive behavioral therapist anymore. They're all emotional, and 90% are women. They're going to train you to be more like a woman. This is what I want you to do. I want you to double down on your masculinity. Double down on being a man. For you young men who've been raised by women, let me just tell you this real quick. How do I know all this stuff? Because I have two boys who were raised by their mom and not by me. And I see the flaws. I see the flaws. Were they safe and were they fed? Yes, 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 yes. All that stuff. They were not around their dad. And I can see the lack of a male presence. I blame a lot of the court system for that. And then the initial stuff I blame myself. Obviously, I take full extreme responsibility for not manning up early on. But here's the deal. I'm speaking to my boys. This is how I would talk to my own boys. Many of you have said you're like the father that I never had. I accept that responsibility and that mission seriously. Ladies, I know 10% of you, about 13,000 women watch this channel on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying is true. It's masculinity, not machismo, that you're attracted to. You want to rock. You want to be in the arms of a man who is solid and firm and stable and not operating on an emotional level. You want a man who doesn't cry with you, but holds you while you cry.